listeners, it's time for another episode of your third favorite movie podcast. I'm your host, Paul Gursky.
And I'm your other host, Caitlin Pedri. This month, we're diving into the expansive film world of Steven Spielberg by reviewing 4 of the mini.
That's right. So whether it's sexy dinosaurs, sexy aliens, or sexy great emancipators, hey, Caitlin, is this just last month's script? Anyway, let's get started with Theme on Screen. Every month, I make sure that we have a nice new script written for Caitlin, and she decides to change it last minute. So this is like third month in a row that I had her part all written out.
Where?
And in the other document that said June script.
There was not when I pulled it up.
I wrote it this afternoon, so there's 2 in there that say... I mean, I can see the script folder right now. There's 2 right next to each other.
No, I see. It went in alphabetical order. I thought it would be at the bottom because it was new. Okay, well, hey, everybody. So you're going to get a new script on the next episode. Or should we just do another one?
Nope, we've come too far.
We're
also,
too far
we're
into
doing
this.
5 movies, so your intro was just wrong. Because if you count Disclosure Day, it's June's got 5 Mondays, everyone. So you get us 5 times this month. I bet you
Great.
are all so excited, and Caitlin's
Matt
so
Turner's excited.
Yeah. So honestly, I've got like a week-long, well, not a week-long, several-day camping trip coming up. So maybe we'll take a break in June. Who knows? How would you guys feel about a week off? Let us know in Caitlin's direct messages.
Well, also, you did not tell me that you were taking a whole camping situation.
I feel like that's on Katie to tell you what our plans are, so I don't know.
Well,
anyway,
I thought we were going to maybe one time merge our calendars so that we knew where each other was. Yeah.
That's too invasive. I'm sorry. I'm not going to share my location with you. I'm not your sister.
Yeah, I want the location too, please.
Well, Caitlin, episode 30. Episode 30, that's a big milestone, and it is June now, so we are doing an entirely new theme. It is our first ever director themes, so like we said in the intro, all Steven Spielberg all month.
What made you choose Mr. Spielberg as your first choice?
The fact that Disclosure Day is coming out this month.
There it is. That's the answer, folks.
Well, and so I guess Disclosure Day seems like it's an alien movie, and I thought if we did other alien movies, it was a little too close to space movies, which we just did a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Spielberg was just the easiest choice, I guess. I'm lazy when it comes to thinking of themes, and I haven't seen the movie yet, so maybe there's some deeper themes in the movie, but we'd have to see it first, and then it wouldn't really work for the beginning of June. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, from my understanding, it's time to disclose that there's aliens. That's the point.
Yeah. So, is that what you want to say on this podcast?
Paul? Do you believe in aliens, Paul?
I mean, what's that famous quote? I think, didn't Ray say it on our 2001 episode? Like, the idea that we're alone in the universe is just as terrifying as the idea that we're not. So, pick your poison, I guess.
I don't remember him saying that, but I also blacked out during that episode.
That's fair. I would say I'm probably on the side of, yeah, we're not alone. Like, the universe is just incomprehensibly big, and thinking we're the only ones that could possibly be here seems a little silly. So, yeah, they're probably aliens. Do they ever want to interact with us? I don't know if they observe us for like more than 10 minutes. Probably not. Maybe if they listen to this podcast, they'll be like, oh, those two seem cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if anything, we're drawing them to Earth. Yeah. We should end the podcast so that we're not.
30 episodes in, we're just ending to attract alien life. Just could be like, who's that Matt Turner guy? He must be like the most important person on the planet because they don't stop talking about him.
He must be such a cool guy. I assume that's how aliens talk. I don't know.
I feel like you were doing your Carol voice there, but sure.
Carol doesn't talk like that.
That's your Carol voice. Anyway, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing okay. I am feeling the effects of the short week, I guess. You know, not having the Monday, and then the Tuesday felt like a Monday, and just trying to catch up from that. But I like having a short week, you know. Feels good. Yeah. I need more sleep though. That's what I need.
Who doesn't? And Summer Fridays start tomorrow. Are you excited for Summer Fridays?
I would be if I got summer Fridays.
I can't do anything about that unless
I
we
don't
make
get
enough money on this
nothing.
podcast that I do a hostile takeover of your company and then give you summer Fridays.
I think that that is a really good use of your time and our money from this podcast.
Yeah.
I agree with that. How are you doing?
I've had just a busy time. Not a lot of time to watch movies. We had a fun all weekend, hung out with a couple of my friends at Dave and Buster's. My sister got married, helped my parents put up their pool so we can really enjoy those summer Fridays coming up. Um, Katie's been out the last couple nights. Actually, I guess she just went out one night. She was supposed to be out 2 nights in a row. So yeah, just a lot of stuff.
Again, why is she going out and not saying anything?
Well, I mean, do you want her to say something when she's going out to volunteer at the shelter? Does she need to check in with you when she does that?
Oh, no, I guess not. I thought it was like other friends,
One of the only
which I
times
don't
she actually did go
hate.
out was with other friends. Her shelter thing actually got canceled, but
Hmm,
she does have
hmm,
other friends.
hmm.
I
Hate
can't
it.
do anything about that. Yeah, me too.
It's all right. We should be her
But
only friend, but that's fine. A collective friend.
just the two of us. She gets different needs fulfilled from either of us. Won't say which needs. Um,
Oh boy, move on from that one.
what else do we talk about on this podcast?
I guess we talk about weird stuff like that. Well, I don't know. You said you didn't watch any other movies. You sure about that?
I have watched 2 movies since we recorded last.
Elaborate.
Okay,
The
I
people are
watched.
clamoring.
Well, I was trying to catch up on some more 2026 releases that I was interested in since I had mentioned at the end of the month I would like to do a check in and just do our top fives of the year so far. So, in order to adequately do that, I want to watch some more movies from this year. So, I picked 2 that I was really interested in seeing. The first being Mile and Kicks, which I feel like is the story of my life if I had been a female Canadian journalist writing about indie rock in the early 2000s.
So
It's like the
close.
life that I
So close.
wish I had lived. Maybe not the woman part. It probably is a lot easier to be a man, but it gave me nostalgia for a time period that I didn't actually, or like not a time period because I was into indie rock at the time and reading, indie rock journalism in Pitchfork and Spin. But I wasn't actually writing the journalism myself or hanging out with the bands, but I was going to lots of shows and stuff. I was like adjacent to the scene. So yeah,
Is this a documentary? Was it the actual
no,
person, or it's just a
no,
movie
it's
of a person who is?
the writer director. It's based on her life, but it's a fictionalized version. It's just a
Mm.
movie. It stars Barbie Ferreira, from your favorite show
Yeah,
Euphoria.
yeah,
Yeah, so she was really really good in the movie, and yeah, it was pretty funny, but like kind of a little bit cringy. Like, oh man, life back then, the way we treated women. Just glad it's changed so much. Um,
yeah. So different. So
and just how awesome but cheesy like a little bit the indie rock stuff is, but so that was a lot of fun. I really like that movie, and if we did our top 5 right now I believe it would be in there, but we'll see how things might change at the end of the
wow,
month.
really?
Yeah. I kind of just it felt kind of personal to me even though it wasn't a life I've actually lived. The other movie I watched was the movie Undertone. I needed to get another horror movie in there. I'm a big horror guy. And this was
Hmm.
about a haunted podcast. So this also kind of like hit pretty close to home since we have a
How does a
podcast.
podcast get haunted? Like the microphones are haunted, or the
So they
people?
do kind of like a spooky podcast, and there's 2 people on the podcast. One is the person that believes in the spooky stuff, and the other's like the Scully character, the skeptic. And so
Hmm.
they are kind of just listening to these random files that they got that they have only heard the first one. And it's kind of weird. And there's like 10 files. And so she hasn't heard it before. So it goes through like them recording this podcast and these creepy files that they're listening to. And I don't need to say too much more about it because it'd give a lot away. But I liked it. I didn't love it.
Were you
I was
scared?
by the end of the movie, yeah, I was watching it alone. Thankfully, I had Buster cuddling with me to protect me. But it takes a while to get to really any of the scary stuff, and I was kind of snoozing out around the halfway mark, and it was only like an hour and a half, so I was definitely like scrolling Letterboxd to see what other people had given the movie because I was like,
Yeah,
is
I
this
get
it?
there.
But by the time like the real spooky stuff kicks in at the end, I thought they did a good job of finishing the movie, and it did have
Wrapping the
some
spook.
wrapping the spook, and there was some genuine spookiness at the end. So I would recommend it. It's not like the best horror movie I've ever seen or anything, but it was cool just because it was about a podcast, and I have a podcast, and this podcast also
Yeah.
might be haunted. We don't know.
Well, this is a hard year. It is haunted. This is a hard year for horror. I mean, look at all these horror movies that are out and coming out, you know?
Killing it
We've
too.
got the Obsession, Hokum, and The Backrooms is coming out this week or next week. I can't remember.
Tomorrow. Well, tonight, I guess,
Tomorrow.
actually.
And then what's the other one that's hot? There's four. There's four hotties right now. Why can't I remember the fourth hottie?
Matt Turner. Matt Turner did go see Obsession, and he loved it.
I just want to see
Would
it
you
so
say The
bad.
Mandalorian and Grogu? Is that a horror movie?
I think some people might say it is.
I don't see
Horrible.
anything in the top 20 from Box Office Mojo for this past weekend that was also horror. So I don't know. Maybe there's something coming out that you're thinking of.
Yeah, maybe it's something I'm
We'll figure
thinking
it out.
of that I can't remember. But yeah, I'm excited for horror in 2026. If I can get myself to a theater, I might see some. But they often put them on Amazon first, and I just have to pay for it, right?
Yeah, I guess it depends. I feel like with Obsession, it's doing so well at the box office, it might be in theaters longer. So, did you
No, I
see
think
the
it's
box
already
office
on.
numbers? No, it's not.
Oh,
Well, I can check, but it
somebody online said it.
So someone
Maybe they
downloaded
just...
it illegally.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Well, anyway, its box office was up like 40% the second weekend, which is something that almost never happens. So that was kind of crazy
Yeah.
to see, and it's just really cool to see a breakout horror movie like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very weapons of it.
Yeah.
Very weapons. Well, I'm excited for that, and maybe I'll watch the podcast one. But I started a new show, so I only watched one movie this year, or this week.
This year.
Also, this week. But the new show that I started is another sexy hockey show. So,
Oh, you're watching Off Campus?
I'm watching Off Campus. Are you guys watching?
No, but I'm aware of it.
Stupid. Stupid. Why would anybody watch that? Taylor was like, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. So, of course, I have to. It hasn't gotten sexy yet, but I'm only on the second episode. But I did see some boobies and a butt. Did I see a butt? I think I saw a butt.
Well, that has been Caitlin's weekly nudity check-in.
If a week goes by where I don't talk about nudity, I mean, is this show even happening?
I feel like that's the feedback we always get from listeners, is that they want more Caitlin talking about whatever nudity she has seen that week.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the lead girl, but I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. It's giving, like early 2000s rom-com. And I think that a lot of movies and TV shows are trying to get that kind of nostalgia back. Just two people who it's doing the enemies to lovers, I think is what it is. So like and then it's also a little bit of like, not she's all that, but like they're both using each other for a reason. Like he needs a tutor and she is trying to get the attention of a hot rock star guy, and she has like no game. But I like how they're portraying her, because she's not like a no game in the like, she's all that sense where she's like, oh, I'm a nerd, like glasses, like I'm boogers. Like she's not like a nerd. She's just like a regular girl, and she just is having trouble getting this guy's attention. So I like that they're not portraying her just like a loser. But I mean, I think they're gonna fall in love. I don't know. I'm on episode 2, but it kind of seems like it's heading that way.
I saw it's already renewed for season 2, and they're focusing on the other couple. So,
well, that was a spoiler alert, because I didn't know that girl has a boyfriend right now, and they've been going out for what they have told us is on and off for like a couple of years. So now I've been spoilered that they're
you
not
don't
going to
even
be
know
together anymore.
who I'm talking about. They could be another.
Yes, I do, because I saw that post.
So I didn't spoil it, so that's fine.
No, you didn't spoil it. They spoiled it.
Okay. Yeah, friends to lovers, like Paul and Anne.
There she is, Anne in a bag, back at it again. And then the movie that I watched was The Big Lebowski. I think everybody who has seen Big Lebowski likes Big Lebowski. I agreed that The Big Lebowski is a good movie. I think it's funny. I think that It's just like a fun movie to watch. John enjoys it. I like hearing him laugh at movies, which he rarely does. So hearing him chuckle at moments is always fun for me. And I came up with, and maybe this is out there on the internet somewhere, but I'm really, and you're probably not going to agree with me, but I think that Jeffrey Lebowski is a Taurus, just like me. Okay, so
Should
you're
we Google
silent.
it? I
Yeah.
don't know what that means. Or really, I
Well, I
don't.
just think he has a lot of qualities of like a Taurus. Like he's very into his like personal space, being and napping, and the rug situation, like losing the rug and it tied the room together. That just felt very Taurus of me kind of thing. Does it say anywhere what he
So
is?
it says his birthday is December 4th. So that would not make him a Taurus.
That does not make him a Taurus. Well, I'm wrong. I put it in my letterbox review. So I hope nobody looks at it and is like, "Oh, I agree," because now we know the answer is not true.
Well, you did your best. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, well, I don't know a lot about astrological signs. I know about my sign, and I just felt like the kind of comfort level of Jeffrey Lebowski, the dude, if you will, was just very Taurus. That's it. That's all I watched.
Well, I feel like I'm due for a rewatch of that one because it's been a long time since I saw it. I think I watched it, I don't know, with Matt Turner and Katie a long time ago, back when Katie lived in a studio apartment and her TV was about the size of this laptop screen. So it's been a minute.
You know what I think we need? A Matt Turner count. How many times Matt Turner gets talked about, and it just pops up in the corner of the YouTube video, because that man is getting a lot of play on this
We could make
pod.
it a Matt Turner drinking game, so every time one of us mentions him, you have to do a shot.
Oh my gosh, no.
We would
Number one,
kill our
I
entire
don't.
listening audience.
You know I don't do shots, and number two, we'd both be dead or
Well, it's
passed
the
out.
listeners that have to do it. We don't have to do it.
Well, how can we hold them accountable?
I don't
DM us a
know.
video of you doing shots.
You being super drunk after we've mentioned Matt for the 30th time tonight. Love you,
Yeah,
Matt.
just
How do you do this?
DM us a video of you taking a shot. Yeah, he loves that.
Yeah. So is that all? Is that all of our witty banter before we start talking about the movie?
Yeah,
or-
I mean, I'm pretty low on the banter front until we go out this weekend. Are we spending too much time together? Don't answer that. And don't answer that,
Yes.
listeners. Friendship is hard as you get older, Paul. You think it's going to be easy to make friends if we just stop being friends? You think you think they just grow on trees? You think there's one right outside your door?
No.
There's little
I mean,
kids
maybe a
outside your door on
dog.
bikes.
Kids on
You
bikes,
can't live
eh?
they're never going to respond to you. They
Little
can't
kids.
be your best friend.
I don't
No,
want
the
to be
dogs.
best. Oh. They respond
Like
to
they
me. My
can't go
dogs
to
listen.
they can't yeah, but they can't like go to the movie with you.
That's true.
Not that
Life
I'm
might be
going
better
either,
if they
but
could. I don't know where we were going. So
I think we're gonna go into the movie.
We're just not even gonna talk about ET. We're just gonna talk about how hard
We're
it
just
is
gonna
to
talk about how hard it is
make
to be
friends in
friends.
your old
Yeah.
age. I don't think I would try to make new friends if you stop being my friend. I'd be like, I put so much time and effort into that friendship that I just don't have the effort for another friend.
There's nothing left. Tank is empty.
I'll play more video games or read more books or whatever. Like that'll just be my life after you finally decide that you're done with this podcast. So.
Well, I'm not done yet, but it's really hanging on by a thread. Whatever happens
We've got
here.
at least 4 more
Whatever happens
episodes
here.
after this one. We're going to finish out Spielberg month strong, probably.
Well, no, because I also want to watch The Odyssey, so I'll hang out with you until at least then, because I do want to watch that.
We've got 9 more episodes. 8 more? I don't know. We've got a lot of episodes. Anyway, we are watching the movie E.T. Do you want to give me my Physical Media Corner theme song?
Paul's Physical Media Corner.
I did pick it up on lovely 4K, everyone. I don't know why. I really didn't need to buy this, but sometimes I'm just, I've had a couple Miller Lights and I'm like, I need to buy something to make myself feel better. And I bought E.T. So
yeah, I buy handbags. You buy 4K videos.
Yeah. And I wish I'd had a little bit more time to dig into the special features because it does say it has a lot of special features in there. But sadly, I did not.
The whole movie
You know what?
is
It
a
also
special
comes
feature.
with a digital download for the movie. I don't know if I'm allowed to give it away or anything, but the first person to DM us their favorite memory of Matt Turner, I'll send them this digital
What do you
code
mean
for
I'm not
ET.
allowed to give it away? Like, it's
I
now
don't know.
yours. You purchased it.
I don't know what the rules are on digital codes for 4K.
Is it tied to you? Did you have to put your name in?
Well, no, they won't know, but what if that's the
That's what
rule?
I
Like you're the
mean.
only one that's supposed to get it when you buy it. I don't know.
Rules are
No
made to be
one's gonna figure
broken,
it out.
Paul.
But anyway, DM us your favorite memory of Matt Turner, and I'll send you a digital code for ET.
It's gonna be either Matt Turner or Austin that
Yeah, I
sends
know.
you.
Possibly
So
Katie. Maybe she'll hear it first, and I'll be like, "You don't get it because you already have the 4K."
yeah, actually this is a great giveaway. You're such a good host for giving
Maybe
something away.
Madison. Maybe Madison. She listens to us.
Yeah,
Todd.
Madison, if you want to watch ET,
Okay, everyone.
that's
We
you, baby.
watched the movie E.T. This is not a blind spot for either of us, but it has been a long, long time since either of us have seen it, so that's why we
Oh
decided
yeah.
to start with it. It's been such a long time for me that there were just large parts of this movie that I did forget. So, yeah, it was almost like it was the first time. And now I will get into the cast of the movie.
Hmm.
As Elliot Taylor, we have Henry Thomas. His mother is played by Dee Wallace. That's Mary Taylor. His older brother, Michael Taylor, is played by Robert McNaughton. Little Drew Barrymore is Gertie Taylor. And Peter Coyote is Keys, a government agent. He doesn't even have a real name. He's just known as Keys. And then as the voice of E.T., we have Pat Welsh.
Great, great alien performance.
Would you
Where do we
like
usually
to
go
go
from
over
here?
the
You want me
plot?
to do
You,
plot?
you tell us the plot of the movie.
I'm new
Did you
here.
really
I'm
forget
sorry,
how to
guys.
podcast?
I'm new here. Am I
Man, we're
doing
having so
okay?
much fun tonight.
A young boy named Elliot finds an alien being in his backyard tool shed, and he decides to befriend it along with his sister and brother. Instead of turning him in, Elliot befriends him and secretly shelters him with the help of the siblings. The alien, whom they end up calling E.T., learns about human life while trying to contact his people, or I guess his fellow aliens, so he can return home. As Elliot and E.T. form a deep emotional bond, government agents and scientists begin searching for the mysterious creature. Eventually, E.T. becomes seriously ill, partly because of his connection to Elliot, and the children race to help him escape before the authorities can separate them forever. The film builds to the finale in which Elliot and his friends help E.T. reach his spaceship in time to go home. It ends with E.T. saying goodbye to Elliot and leaving him with the message, "I'll be right here," pointing to Elliot's heart.
He pointed to his head, though, not his heart. Pointed to his brain. I just watched it last night, Caitlin. Are you
Well,
sure you
maybe I
actually
couldn't see
watched
through
it?
my tears. I couldn't
Gotcha.
see through my tears. This movie is quickly added to the three or four crying Caitlins.
This
I was
already
probably
hit that high.
yeah, it was probably like a low three. Yeah. It was I definitely was crying multiple times.
Do you have a letterboxd list going of all the Crying Caitlin movies so that our dear listeners can just pull it up if they ever want to watch a Crying Caitlin?
That's actually a really good idea. I can you know what? I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down. Make crying Caitlin list. Caitlin's physical notes section.
Got it. So director thoughts. Obviously, we are talking
Yes,
about Steven
please.
Spielberg all month, so we probably don't have to do this every time. But
Yeah.
what do you say about Steven Spielberg? Is he the greatest to ever do it? One of the greatest to ever do it, without question. But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
guy who probably single-handedly defined what a modern day blockbuster is, making a movie that is incredibly crowd pleasing for like mass consumption, but also just very, very good too.
With
Not just
heart.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, we've talked before about some of our favorite movies, but Jurassic Park just always going to be number one for me. But there's other stuff too, like all the Indiana Jones movies I love. I did love this movie when I was a kid. It's just been so long since I've seen it that I don't think it was like on that list for me, but it probably is again now. Spoilers, I liked E.T. I need to look at Steven Spielberg's filmography real quick so I
No, I
can
just wanted to
rattle off
say while
another
you're
couple
looking
other
that up,
movies.
I wrote Steven Spielberg, and then underneath it I wrote, allow Paul to talk about the importance of Spielberg and Jurassic Park, because I
Okay.
knew that you were going to take some time, and I want you to take some time. I think having the excitement for that movie is fun to listen to. I like listening to you talk about it.
But there's some other. I mean, I watched Jaws last year, and I think Jaws quickly, yeah, one of the best movies I've ever seen. And Jaws is probably the movie that's credited with really starting the whole like blockbuster kind of end
Fear
of
of
the
beaches?
new Hollywood,
Oh,
like going into the like current age of Hollywood that we're in, I guess. I really like the movie War Horse. Just kidding, I've never seen War Horse.
Oh, I was gonna say Blind Spot.
But yeah, I don't know. We can probably talk more about Steven Spielberg in a future episode when I have time to like write things down and actually ruminate on what he's meant to me. But I can say that he's just meant a lot, and for whatever reason, his Wikipedia page is enormous, and I can't just find a list of movies because I was going to rattle off some that also meant a lot to me. But
Well, one that you missed that's important to me as a human is Hook.
okay, Hook.
We watched the crap out of that VHS in my
Yeah,
house.
same. I don't think it holds up for me nearly as well now as it did when I was a child, but I remember seeing that in theaters with my family, and yeah, it was definitely a movie that I very much loved when I was a kid.
I love that you remember the movies that you saw in the theaters because I don't really remember until about 1997.
Mm. I thought you were going to say like 10 minutes ago.
Well, I mean, frankly, I don't remember what happened at the end of ET, so
That's
yeah.
true.
I'm like a goldfish. It just restarts every couple minutes. Who the fuck knows? Um, I I don't know why I wrote that underneath this area. I'm not going to talk about that yet. I don't know why I wrote this underneath
Guess we're
director
just
thoughts.
collectively all having a stroke today. What a week
Like, I
it's
don't know
been.
why I wrote this under director thoughts. I'll just say I think he's a fantastic filmmaker. I think that
Mhm.
he has created movies. I mean, like, obviously, we just named a whole bunch that are just so nostalgic for us and nostalgic for a lot of people. They are blockbusters, but they always have some sort of heart, always have some sort of message. And it reminded me of our conversation for in Space Month, the Ron Howard Apollo 13. And no, what am I doing? Well, no,
So,
because we said that when that movie was like saccharine sweet, right?
mhm.
Like, or when we were talking a little bit about like Preacher's Wife and how movies around that time were just like sweet to a fault, but this is just like sweet to be sweet, especially this movie.
It's very sincere. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's a
got a
good word for it.
sincerity to it. And I don't there's a sincerity but an edginess to Steven Spielberg that I don't think someone like Ron Howard has.
Uh-huh. Yep. I can say yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
I can say yes to that.
Glad we can agree on that.
But since I wrote my notes stupid, do you want to go to if you're done talking about how he's your favorite second favorite director?
Um we can move on to themes, but I do think you said nostalgia for like our childhoods, and I guess that is why he is such an important part because that run. Even though I was too young I wasn't born when ET actually came out. I believe it was one of the first VHS things that my parents ever like got for us because I was like, okay, this came out in 80. Was it 82? Yeah, so the movie came out in 82, so I was born 3 years after the movie came out, but why it seemed like we got the the VHS of ET so close to when it came out is because it didn't actually come out until 6 years later in 1988. Steven Spielberg was kind of against the idea of having it come out on home movie because he wanted it to be
Hmm.
something that people watched on TV. Um, so I do think when I was 3 years old, this was something like just one of the first VHS tapes I ever remember my parents getting, and something that we just wore down because we watched it so much. And yeah, he was just a giant part of my childhood because you've got Indiana Jones, you've got Jurassic Park, and then even getting a little older, things like Saving Private Ryan, which is something, probably shouldn't have seen it when I did, but I did, and it meant a lot to me.
Right.
Yeah, so just that nostalgia, and like we grew up with this guy and he's still putting out films and he's still making meaningful movies, and probably more meaningful to me at that phase in my life was Star Wars. But whereas George Lucas wasn't really putting out new movies or anything that I cared about, Spielberg still was. So yeah, just we grew up with the guy.
He's also a great option because you're saying that your parents bought this as like one of the first VHS for the family. A lot of
Yeah.
his movies are great for the family, because your parents could enjoy it and then also the kids can enjoy it. And I
Mhm.
think that's why I don't remember owning ET, but maybe we rented it like from Hollywood or not Hollywood Blockbuster. But I do remember distinctly watching this film and being terrified. And I I don't know why, because I watched it again. I'm like, this is so sweet. Like, this is such a sweet little movie.
Yeah, I think especially here and with some of the other movies, he's interesting because he's making movies for everyone. It's not like he's making family movies because I'd say like a family movie is Home Alone
No.
or something, but like he's making he's one of the only people that I think that does make movies that everyone can enjoy that isn't specifically just geared at younger kids, but it can
Okay.
still be appreciated by younger kids and adults. It's just, yeah, I don't know. He's
Yeah.
just in that weird lane that I don't think anyone else is quite the same. And they don't just make movies like that anymore. It's just not.
No, they don't. They don't feel like this. Like,
Yeah.
even though I watched it on my laptop, like, next to me, there's something different. It felt like he cared.
Yeah.
I don't does that make sense? It just felt like I'm gonna cry. Like, I don't know why. It just felt like he cared about your experience with with this alien, and he cared about the alien, and he cared about how an alien would be with children. I don't
Hmm.
know. You're right. It is because it's so different than like a Ron Howard. Uh, there's just something completely different about it, but I feel like they are kind of the same with what they're doing or what they want to portray.
Yeah, I can see that. I get what you're going for.
In my mind, they're connecting. In my
Yeah.
head, they're connecting.
No, it makes sense.
I don't know why
Just
I'm
like
getting emotional. I'm sorry,
I think just a
listeners.
level of sincerity is what you're going for.
Yeah, yeah. It was just sincere, and it just felt like he cared about ET, and he
I
wanted you
think
to
he
care
did care
about him
about
too.
ET. I think it was a personal story for. I mean, I think a lot of stories are personal for him. I think he puts a lot
You
of
think he saw an
himself.
alien?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Maybe
You think he had an
ET.
alien in his closet?
Maybe ET was just a metaphor. Okay, so themes of the movie. Half an hour into this episode, we're gonna
Jeez,
get to
oh, pizzas.
those
Yep.
themes on this screen.
Oh boy. All right, you want to go first?
Sure I can. So I said I think it is crazy that now we're on in 30 movies that we've watched, and this is the third movie that we have of an outsider encountering an alien and them having to learn to communicate. Because along
Hmm.
with this, we have the
Hmm.
Iron Giant and Project Hail Mary. So obviously, this is a theme that keeps coming back on this podcast. And when Elliot and E.T. first encounter each other, much like Rocky and Project Hail Mary and the Giant and Iron Giant,
And
they basically, yeah,
Hogart.
yeah, they don't speak a common language, but they quickly, I don't know, just using hand signals or whatever. It's just kind of about the ways we learn to communicate with people that we don't necessarily share a common language with. And yeah, that's the first thing that I have.
I actually wrote down the exact same thing with Iron Giant. It was
Hmm.
very Iron Giant for me. And that's why my notes were like weird out of order and why I put it up here. Um, I wrote down just a lot of Iron Giant and oh my gosh, Stranger Things.
Oh
Could they
yeah.
pull any more? Like, are you kidding me? I mean, even like, I mean, first of all, the kids on the bikes. This is not a theme. I'm so sorry. I'm going off the rails. But the kids on the bikes, even one of them was wearing the same hat like Dustin wears. I mean, and then they're riding the bikes and they fly up into the sky, which is reminiscent of Elle flipping them over the van. Like, it's kind of the same. Like, whoa, it's Stranger Things.
Stranger Things definitely wore its influences very prominently on its sleeve. Lots of Stephen King, lots of Steven Spielberg, lots of Stevens.
Lots of Stevens. Yep. So, to that effect, my first theme was just friendship and loneliness.
Yeah,
Because, Elliot doesn't really have a lot of friends. They don't show him with any other friends, and at the beginning, he's trying to hang out with his brother, and were they playing D&D?
they were playing D&D.
God, there it is again. So he's trying to, play with his brother, and the brother's like, well, you can play if, and like all this other stuff. You got to go get the pizza and blah, blah, blah. So finding ET and connecting with him like that, pulled Elliot from that loneliness that he was experiencing. That and their father had just left. He was obviously going through some things that all the kids were. I'm like, yeah, and so now they're not lonely anymore because they have an alien friend. And I mean, that was a huge reason, or the biggest reason he didn't want to let ET go, even though ET wanted to go home.
Yeah.
He wanted to go home.
So we don't really see Elliot's school life all that much, and it's clear that the little girl's got a crush on him, but I think the dad being gone is obviously cause for loneliness for every member of the family, and that's one thing that I
Mm-hmm.
actually really liked about this is that, like, a lot of just cliched things. You've got the siblings that they always kind of have that sibling rivalry, and they do give him shit a little bit at the beginning with the D&D, but they are willing to let him play. He just has to literally go
Yeah, they
get the
did.
pizza from the
Yeah.
driveway. And then after that, it's not like they're making fun of each other and like busting each other's balls because they're siblings, but it is about the three siblings like working together to help ET. There's none of that like just kind of cliche older brother, like kind of a bully. Like the family does get along, and I think ET is kind of filling a void in all of their lives. And I
Is
like that
E.T.
because
their
it
new
just
dad?
I did hear that on the rewatchable. Someone did that instead of a friend. That it was he was a ET was a father figure for Elliot. So
Oh boy,
I don't know about
no.
that. I did kind of feel like it was more of a friendship, but maybe that's just because they're the same size. Um,
That could definitely be it. Yeah. Besides the friendship, I also wrote family, which I guess they could be absolutely connected. But you can see throughout the movie the way that the kids do connect more through
mhm,
ET. Even so, Michael is the first one to come in, and he's like, close your eyes. I got something to show you. And for him to not immediately like, and there was a little bit of hesitancy even with him and the mother, but it was like, okay, bro, like let's figure this out. Gertie walks in, she's screaming, and immediately Michael is on the like, you got to be quiet, we got to be quiet so that we can keep this alien, like we got to keep it a secret. And the secret of ET brought all three of them together.
mhm. And you kind of like what I was saying earlier, like they weren't above torturing her doll to get her on board with them. But as soon as she was willing, it wasn't like they kicked her out. She was still part of the plan too. So it did, yeah. I like that the siblings, they still felt like siblings, but also siblings that got along.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of any kind of sibling interaction where it's like, yeah, like you're annoying and I want to punch you in the face, but when it comes to like an alien in your closet or we broke the vase, all of a sudden you're like this. I'm
Yeah,
keeping this secret. You're gonna keep this secret. You're my best friend now. You shut up. You don't say
yeah.
anything. You know what I mean? So they had that. Yeah, they had the secret, and although the other two weren't as deeply connected with ET, obviously, as Elliot. I even liked near the end when the mom finally, saw ET on the floor, which was, would be terrifying as he's sitting there dying. Yes, she does pick up all the kids and leave, but she wasn't like a regular mom. She was kind of like a cool mom. She's like, okay, it's an alien. They're going to try to resuscitate the alien. I'm going to let my kid be in there with the alien. Like, what mom is like, yeah, cool. Like, go go be with that alien.
I
Like,
did like, I mean, I don't know if this makes her a cool mom or just kind of a bad mom, but at the beginning when they're sitting around playing D&D and all these kids are
oh,
14
and
years
she's
old
in
and
her
there's,
robe.
well, sure, but there's also just like a lit cigarette in the ashtray that one of the kids is smoking. It's like, you're just letting
Oh yeah, he was
14-year-old kids
smoking. I saw
smoke in your
that.
house.
I was
Wasn't he?
like, okay,
I
cool
kind of thought like
times.
maybe the parents were gone or something and like they were just being like
No, and
idiots,
then
but
she's
they were
doing
in
the
the house
dishes
and she
next
was
to him.
there. So
Yeah.
yeah, the 80s, man, they were definitely a different time.
And then they like
Um,
ordered a pizza without her even knowing.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, why didn't she tell them what they were having for dinner? Her kids are only 14. Speaking of kids and Gertie and Elliot, the next theme that I have is just through the eyes of babes. This movie works, and I don't know, the plot kind of hinges on its children that discover ET. I think you can see that the adults and the children have very different ideas of what they want to do with ET. And I think it's just, yeah, it's exemplified very well in the scene when Gertie and the mom come home and she can't even see ET even though he's right in front of her. Like she's so focused on looking up that she can't see.
Uh-huh.
And I think that yeah, that the differing perspective that like adults and children have, and the way that yeah, the kids immediately like they have more empathy for him, and the government isn't as bad as I remember them being from when I watched this as a kid because they are clearly trying to save
Yeah, they want to
ET.
help him. Yeah.
But we don't know if they did help him, what they would do afterwards. And like, I don't know. I guess our prevailing view of the government is probably nothing great. But
They
still,
didn't
I
Iron
think,
Giant him, so there's
yeah,
that.
they didn't Iron Giant him. They weren't immediately trying to kill him.
Mhm.
But I mean, Elliot does say that, you know, if they find him, they're going to dissect him. And I think that's why the frog dissection scene is so important. So, and
Ugh.
just kind of, you know, when you're a little kid and you can just make friends with everyone, including an alien you just found, like that level of empathy or being able to connect with other people when you're a kid that we definitely lose as an adult for better or worse
Mhm.
because we become more cynical and jaded. And I don't know, people as adults kind of suck. They talk in movie theaters and vote Republican. Like it's harder when
Yeah.
you're an adult.
Idiots. Yeah, like you said, how when they first meet and they obviously don't have a common language, I think that's where it's important that a kid found him
Hmm.
because they communicate through just kind gestures to each other
Hmm.
and just softness. And they don't really need those words. And he wasn't I mean, he was obviously scared because you see an alien, but
Yeah.
then the fear goes, then the fear goes because it's like, oh, he's just a small guy who lost his home, and
Yeah.
now he's comforting me and I'm comforting him and we're finding comfort in each other. Maybe he's a little slimy. Did he look more slimy towards the beginning of the movie and then got less slimy? I feel like he
He
looked less
looked a lot
slimy.
wetter. I mean, I think they didn't really explain why our planet was killing him, but I think that was part of it. Something about being on Earth didn't. He couldn't survive long term on the planet. I don't know exactly why. They don't go into the science of ET too much.
They don't need to because,
They don't.
as I bring up in one of my notes somewhere, I don't think this is a science fiction movie.
Oh, you
You
think
think it
it's
is?
you think it's a documentary?
No, I think it's just like a fun, fantastical journey. If it was science fiction, don't you think they would have explained further, like why he came here in the first place and why he looks like that and why him and Elliot are like connected and when he's dying kind of thing?
Well, I
I
think
feel
it's
like they would
science
have gone
fiction.
more
They
into the
just don't go
science of
heavy on
it.
the science. I feel
That's
like
fair.
in today's day and age, we expect that from movies. Like we get a lot of
The
it
over
in Project.
explanation.
Yeah, because I mean, as much as we could say people are stupid, I think there's kind of an expectation we have as an audience that things just have to make sense. And it's not that ET doesn't make sense, but they don't explain it to you. You just kind of have to take it at face value. And I think more in modern movies, more just modern audiences want things explained to them more. Or I don't know, they've lost that sense of just accepting the fantastic.
Yeah, well, wasn't it you that said, like, let's normalize not knowing? Was that you
I don't
that
know.
said that?
I say a
I
lot of
feel
things
like
on
you
this
said that to
podcast. I
me.
never know
No,
what
I
they
feel like
are.
you said it in like real life.
Oh,
In 1982, nobody was going to Google it. Nobody was going
that's
to,
true.
try to find out if ET was this kind of alien or this and why he looked like a wet curtain and why his body was like slowly shifting down and he looked like he was wearing a little dress situation. Who cares?
Yeah, we
And
wouldn't have had like just Reddit post after Reddit post bitching about how ET couldn't possibly be true, or whatever planet he said he's from wasn't really.
yeah, that's not real.
Yeah,
Where's that one?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that one past the sun? What star is that next to?
What part of California
That's my
is this even?
that was my impression of someone on Reddit.
Someone on the internet? Upvote.
Yeah. My last theme was home because the whole time ET wants to go home. So it's a question really of, ET knows that his home is not here and he needs to get back. But Elliot is like, no, this can be your home. And so it's like, what really is home? Is it just the place that you live? Is it the place where your stuff is? Is it the place where you land, where your spaceship lands? Like, home can be where your favorite people are, where your dogs are. I don't
Or
know.
the place you need to actually survive because the Earth's atmosphere is killing you.
That too.
Yeah, that too.
But
No,
I
that's a
didn't
good
know
one.
that. I discovered something when you said that the Earth's atmosphere was
Well, I don't
killing
know
him.
if it was
I
the
didn't
Earth's
get that.
atmosphere. I'm just saying something about being on the planet was killing him.
Or maybe it was all that junk food the kids were feeding him.
That's
Did
true.
you ever think
He
that
did.
maybe it was all the shit that he was eating?
I wonder if it was just that he drank so many Coors. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what kind of metabolism. Does ET even have a liver? Could he metabolize that alcohol? Like,
That's what I mean. See, all this stuff is unexplained, but he was probably, yeah. I mean, he passed out right after a beer, got up
he
and
did,
had
but then he
another
got up and
beer.
rallied.
Yeah, got up and had another beer. Like, his body was not meant to metabolize that for sure. That and all
I
the
guess
candies and whatever
it
else.
truly is a mystery. Was it the Earth's atmosphere, or was it just his diet?
It's important. We're going to ask the listeners that question. Did Coors kill E.T.?
I did also just having not trusting the government and how inept all of the government is in this movie. The way that a couple kids on bikes just managed to like sneak in and get the alien out and
Their
get
cars
him
got
away.
so close, but they'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, sure, it's a
Backing
little
up.
far-fetched, but especially given now that I think our faith in government is at an all-time low, seeing that even back in 1982, how just dopey all of these people were.
That's the word I
And
was thinking of in my head too, just dopes. They were
yep,
just
not much
dopes.
has changed. So
And
fuck you,
then the
government.
one guy, you don't see his face. It's probably the Keys guy, I can't remember, but he sees the Reese's Pieces on the ground and he eats one. You can
You
hear
don't
him
eat random.
crunching.
You don't eat random Reese's Pieces that you find in
Honey,
the
honey,
forest.
don't eat stuff off the ground. Like, are you okay? Stop putting stuff in your mouth. It reminds me of one of the
Adult.
episodes of the studio that we were watching on Apple. In the last episode, they all did a lot of mushrooms, and the one character, she just kept eating things off the ground. Like, they would be like, "Oh, is that like a clue?" Because they were looking for a guy. It's a long story, but anyway, she kept eating things off the ground, and I just finally yelled out loud, I'm like, "Why is she still keep eating shit off the ground?" It's the same thing. Guys, do not put random things in your mouth that
It's
you find on
true.
the ground.
My nephew ate a pebble the other day.
Taylor? No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say what Taylor used to eat. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
that to her.
Then really the last thing I have, which we've kind of talked about anyway, is just empathy. Just how trying to understand someone that is different from you can go a long way, and just the idea of how at any point in time there's always someone that we're othering and like, oh, they're the bad guy, blah blah blah. Whether it be race, religion, class, whatever you want to do, whoever we need to be the boogeyman at the moment, if we did actually take the time to understand people and like show some empathy, like little kids and aliens, maybe we would all be in a lot better place.
Well, I didn't write empathy, but I did kind of think maybe this was a metaphor, and I don't know if that's what Steven was trying to get at, but metaphor for just, like you said, outsiders, maybe
Mm,
immigrants, people that we deem don't belong.
I think you could put in any other that you want at that moment. I don't know
Yeah,
what he was thinking specifically in 1982, but I mean, obviously, even just as a Jewish person, he's probably got a different perspective on that than we do. So, yeah,
yeah.
themes.
Cast thoughts? Cast
Cast
thoughts?
thoughts. Oh, okay. So maybe you could consider this a knock, maybe not. But it's like this is just very 80s. So much is it's so 80s. It's the most like 80s. I guess you could have the Coreys or who else was big in the 80s?
River
Some other
Phoenix?
80s. Yeah, I get some Will Wheaton, but whatever.
Are we just
It,
naming the cast of Stand By Me?
yes. But yeah, it's very 80s, but like it as an adult, it is sometimes hard for me to deal with precocious children in movies, as we have discussed. This is
As
a
we
lot of
know.
precocious children, but they're mostly pretty great. I don't want to shoot anyone into the moon. It's not as bad as watching Jerry Maguire for me. I like the child performances are pretty darn good. Obviously, we know Drew Barrymore goes on to be Drew Barrymore. And I did not realize that Elliot was yeah, I didn't realize it was Henry Thomas. Like, obviously, he's gone on as an adult to be in like all the Mike Flanagan shows, like Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, Fall of the House of
Blind
Usher, but
Spot.
all the Mike
Sorry.
Flanagan Netflix stuff. You've never seen any of that?
Nothing.
Wow,
Uh-uh.
what is wrong with you?
Wow.
Yeah. So I like all of Mike Flanagan's Netflix shows, and I did not realize that Henry Thomas was the little boy from E.T.
Well, his face changed a lot from when he
It
was 8 or
because it's
whatever.
40 some years later. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Elliot's good. Like he has to carry this entire movie, and he's just a little kid, and he
That's what
does
I
a really
wrote.
good
I
job
said he
of it.
carried the film. Well, you know me also. I'm a notorious hater of child actors,
Yeah.
and I wasn't annoyed by any of them.
Hmm.
I thought the Elliot character, I thought he did great, like you said, carried the film. He had a very uncomplicated delivery of the lines. I think that there was a lot of moments when he was really squeaking on those. Like, what are you doing? You know, he was
I
doing a lot of
mean,
that. Like, just
unfortunately, that's
real
just how
high
kids'
pitched
voices are
squeaking. Yeah,
sometimes.
that's what I mean. He was just being a kid. The Michael, the brother, I thought he did nice being like kind of douchey, but with heart, as we said.
Douchey with heart, that's good.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, douchey with a heart. He loved his family. I think he could have stepped up more. I don't know how long. Did they say how long the father had been gone?
Well, they just say they're
It sounded
separated,
like
so
he
they're
had
not even
just been gone,
divorced yet. So I think it is
but
pretty
he moved all
recent.
the way to Mexico, so he had to have been gone for a
Well, he
little
might have just been
while.
on vacation. We don't know if he was actually living there. They don't really go into too
Well,
many
I feel like
details.
Michael has an opportunity to step up as the man of the family, and that's
Sure, but
probably
he's also
ET too.
14 years old.
Well, he's got to step it up at some point.
That's a lot of weight to put on a 14-year-old, and, we also do get, like, 3 days in their life, so
Yeah, he could step up right the day after. And then Drew Barrymore, I mean, was she so cute? She was just such a little doll. Um, Not her first acting job though. I did Google that because I just wanted to make sure, but it was kind of, her breakout role. And then I found out that a lot of her dialogue was ad lib, probably because she couldn't fucking read fully yet. Um, so a lot of the stuff that she said, they just ended up keeping. Like when she first sees ET and she says that she doesn't like his feet. I think she just said that because they were gross, and
she
so
just
they
didn't like
kept
the
it.
way the puppet
Yeah, she's
worked
just
or
like,
the
I just
puppet
don't like the
looked.
way that looks. Yeah, his feet are
That's
gross.
funny.
And then the last actor, the dog, Harvey,
Oh, yeah, Harvey the dog.
great dog acting. He was a
He
good
did
boy.
it was good dog acting, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the mom's fine. The mom's very 80s.
totally. Totally 80s. She was probably ripping cigs with the kids.
Probably.
You guys got pizza? You shouldn't smoke.
Pizza with a side of cocaine.
Oh
I don't
boy.
know anything
What
about
do you
this
want to?
actress. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't doing coke. She could be a perfectly wonderful person.
Yeah, I don't think you should
Not that
put
you
that on
can't be a
her.
wonderful person and do coke. I don't know. Um, yeah, I was looking at. She didn't really have. She was in some stuff like right around this, but I didn't really know a lot of her filmography. But she's kept acting. It just seems like in a lot of like straight to like the bottom of the Netflix queue kind of movies. She was even
Hmm.
in a movie this year called The Licked Hand. So maybe as our bonus episode, we can do
Licked
the
hand?
the licked
Licked?
hand. Yeah.
No one should be licking anyone's hands. Let's refrain from licking hands.
Anything else about the cast? I feel like I had a cast thought and I didn't write it down, and I was thinking of it when we were going over themes, and now it's just gone.
All right. Well, if you come back up with it, you know where to find me. Do you want to go
I
through
mean,
plot
okay.
thoughts?
Well, let's say ET though. Like ET's
Oh,
part of the cast, right? And yeah, just obviously the technology wasn't there to just make this all CGI back then. So the practical effects using the puppet, really cool. I heard earlier that they had two little people and also a 12-year-old boy that was
I
born
did
without
see that.
legs
Yeah.
that were actually inside the suit operating it. So that was interesting
That's
because
so bad.
I wasn't sure if there were people inside or not, or if it was all just animatronics.
Oh
Obviously
boy.
Spielberg kind of famous for working with animatronics over like several phases of his career because the story of Jaws is the shark didn't work most of the movie, so that's why you don't get a lot of the shark in Jaws. And then 11 years after this, we get Jurassic Park, which the animatronics also they had
They
problems with that
worked.
there, but well, they did, but I think even in Jurassic Park, like that scene where the T-Rex like crushes the car, like it wasn't supposed to crush the car that much. It was kind of like they were having problems with it because of the rain and everything, so it wasn't working
Oh.
properly. And like, yeah, so
Well, you would know more behind the scenes about Jurassic Park than I would,
yeah,
so. But we had that
but
one on
yeah,
VHS too.
me too.
Big VHS.
But yeah, just the way they're able to do so much with just another really cool puppet. I like seeing practical effects, and today I don't think well, you know what? When we do get things like that, like Rocky and Project Hail Mary, it obviously
It's
elevates the
huge. It's
movie because
awesome.
it's better than
Yeah.
just watching like a cartoon.
Yep. Makes it
So
just
yeah, ET.
feel more real, more fun.
hmm
You felt like you were there.
Yeah. Any more? Well, so on plot thoughts, I did
Yeah,
already
plot
say
thoughts.
that we don't get a lot of exposition, which I think, yeah, like you said, I think I agree that it does work well for the movie. We can just not know, and you don't need to overthink it, and the movie just makes sense as long as you go with the flow.
Well, I thought that the movie was a very easy way for children to learn compassion. It was like fun and palatable for, like we said, the families, and you could watch this with your family. You could plug it in. There was one swear word, no boobies. So it was for
Were
the
you
whole,
upset
it was
about
a
that?
good fun. I'm like, damn it, a good fun time for the whole family. And, yeah, I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, yeah, this is a great way. Another movie, I mean, you could also say this with Iron Giant, just a good way to show kids compassion and not like be so overt and in your face.
That's
Like, look
true.
at this person looks different than you. You should be nice to them. It's more of like, look at this and look at how sweet Elliot can be to somebody who doesn't look like him.
Right. Teaching a good moral lesson without being super overt about it. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's good storytelling.
Yep. And it was also just a very, I think, simple premise. Boy finds alien, boy becomes friends with alien, alien wants to go home. Boy doesn't want alien to go home, alien does go home. Kid learns valuable lessons. Perfect.
Yeah,
No notes.
that could
No
have just been
notes.
your plot summary right there.
Yeah, well, maybe. And then I did write again. Well, this is where my note was that I just didn't think that it was super science-y, but I guess I've been proven wrong that it was more fiction than science, but still science fiction.
Well, I just think when you're using the term science fiction, it's just, having aliens, just the very fact that aliens are in it, that, that gets at the term sci-fi.
Oh, I was just going with like the definition of it being like, I don't know,
So a lot of people,
I don't know, super
probably
sci-fi.
some people agree with you because people will always say that Star Wars isn't science fiction, it's science fantasy because it is just, made up stuff that's not rooted in actual science. And I don't know, maybe some of the stuff in ET could be rooted in science, like aliens, but I don't know if he really could have made a long distance communication device with a like speak in or type in speak or whatever that thing wasn't, like a saw blade. That probably wasn't super realistic. And an
The
umbrella.
way they gave him a saw blade and he's got like 3 fingers and he's
And it seemed like
like,
he was trying to
don't
like
give him
making a
that.
record player. I don't know. I like UET. Maybe their science is
Well,
just way beyond what we can understand.
yeah, maybe he was just light years ahead, bro. He was just light
Hmm.
years streets ahead. Well, that kind of sounds like you have some that might be one of your favorite moments. Do you think that's something?
Yeah, so I think we talked about a lot of my plot thoughts already, so we could move on to some of our favorite moments
Yeah.
because I've got a lot. I think I have some that I didn't even write down, but I just starting at the beginning, I really thought it was hilarious that the mom could not contain her laughter when Elliot said penis breath. I like that she was kind of scolding him for saying that to his brother, but she was also cracking up, and I thought that
It's
was
just
just
such a
really funny.
stupid name to call somebody.
I think we should bring
Um,
it back.
Mine start of my list is when the brother and the sister both come in to meet ET. The mom is coming up the stairs and they gotta hide, and so they're screaming as they run into the closet. So you get Mike going, Gertie going, and then you get ET and his arms are waving in the air, and it was just so funny the way that it was done. Like he knew to be afraid
Yeah.
of like whatever this presence was, and he's making that kind of sound, and I just cracked up. I thought that was so funny.
I do have, just speaking of that, like ET's physical comedy throughout when he gets hit by the refrigerator and falls over. What he
Or
falls when
when he
they're
turns around when he's drunk and hits the fridge and
yeah. I
passes
think when
out.
he's in the ghost costume, doesn't he fall at one point too? There's just there's another time that he
Maybe.
falls and it's funny. Like yeah, just the physical comedy with that puppet and making him do silly things. It got a laugh out of me every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, I had completely forgotten about ET getting drunk. I don't remember have any
I
memories of
don't
that
remember that
whatsoever.
at
But
all.
man, just seeing him pop that first beer and then passing out, but then immediately getting up and cracking another beer, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've been there before, ET. I
Well,
get
I
it.
wrote that as him kind of discovering that Earth culture. I said he was on Earth for probably less than like a day at that point, and he's already got a flannel on. He's chugging a beer and he's watching TV and just like having a good time. So he understood what we were about
Oh,
pretty
maybe
quickly.
he was supposed to fill in for a dad, watching TV, drinking a beer, and wearing a flannel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, E.T. is dad. E.T. is father. I already talked about when Gertie didn't like his feet because I thought that was a cute little moment. Obviously E.T. phone home. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So for me, there's a lot I do not remember about this movie because again, I watched it when I was very young. But the very first flying bike scene when it's just E.T. and Elliot and you see them going past the moon and the John Williams score kicks in like super loud for the first time, I got
Hmm.
goosebumps because I obviously just have a very, very like vivid sense memory of like that scene specifically from when I was a child and like how much that scene
It
just has
it
imprinted
got something
itself
in you
in my
like
soul. Yeah. So
like
it's like
raised you up.
like you hear the music swell in Star Wars or Jurassic Park when they see the dinosaurs for the first time and the John Williams music comes in. I like those
Hmm.
scenes will always give me goosebumps, and this gave me goosebumps. Like
Yeah.
wow, like it's been a long time, but this movie will always like have a place within my heart.
That's yeah, what you're explaining was that that was me just like that last 20 minutes of the film when he's
Mhm.
just ripping. John Williams was just ripping that
Oh, yeah.
soundtrack. Like he took it and yeah, it does. It makes you feel like, and so excited and like, what's going to happen? And again, I couldn't remember because I guess I feel like I saw this maybe I wrote down 1994. That kind of seems right because Taylor was not alive yet and we were living at our old house before we moved. So it had to have been 94, 95 when I
Okay.
saw this.
And you haven't seen it since?
And I haven't seen it since. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like I said before, long time for both of us, but that John Williams score, I guess we can talk about that in miscellaneous, but, I mean, I don't know. It's like talking about how Steven Spielberg is great and then talking about how John Williams are great. What can you even say at this point? We obviously know that, but it
Yeah.
hits. When it hits, it
He's
hits.
just ripping, dude. Just ripping.
So this is kind of, well, just the entire movie, I guess, cinematically. Something I didn't realize until today when I was listening to the rewatchables. They actually shot this entire movie sequentially. Movies are generally shot out of order based on filming schedule and what they can do. But
Yep.
so Steven Spielberg wanted this to be shot sequentially because he wanted the children to actually develop the relationship with E.T. so that at the end of the movie, when they were saying goodbye to the puppet, they actually felt like they were really saying goodbye. So
See,
I
and
just
that's
thought,
what I mean. It just felt
yeah.
like that for you, for like us as a viewer too. And knowing
Hmm.
that kind of solidifies it. Like he
Yeah.
wanted you to feel the same thing these kids were feeling.
It's not really a specific scene, but it just like knowing that it does, yeah, it makes the movie, I don't know, it just shines a sort of light on the rest of the movie. And yeah, does make you feel like you know what the kids are feeling.
Cranking it up, man. Just cranking that sincerity up. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember the word. Cranking that sincerity,
We
that
love sincerity
sentimentalness.
here.
Yeah, we're so sincere. I
I
also
like that we
wanted
were
to
just
point
being
out
kind of
that
sarcastic about being sincere. Man, what kind of
we're
podcast
like
is this?
we're like 40% sincere. I wanted to point out that frog scene. Because one, it was funny, right? Because that's when you discover that E.T. and Elliot are connected in a different way, or in a way that we didn't realize. Because as E.T. gets drunk, then
And then
Elliot's
Elliot's
getting
getting
drunk
drunk,
in
yeah.
class, and he like passes out at his desk and like slides down, but gets immediately back up, and then he has to go, um, dissect the frog. And it reminded me of when I had to dissect a frog. And not only did they have us dissect a frog, but in the next year, I had to dissect a sheep's eyeball. Did you have to do this?
I did not have to do a sheep's eyeball. So what was I gonna say? Just touching on that scene, I thought it was kind of funny. Elliot, has that 2 beer buzz, and then he's got a ton of Riz all of a sudden. He's able to like chat up
Yeah.
the girl that he likes. But as far as dissecting goes, we had to do a frog, but I actually wasn't in class that day because I had a golf outing with my aerobics class, and I missed the entire day of frog dissection because I was golfing.
Oh,
Um,
risk class.
yes. And then the next year we had to do an entire cat. Um, so that was awful. My partner was my friend Jason. Our cat, the dye that they put in so that you could see the veins and
Oh,
arteries like exploded so that our arteries and stuff weren't dyed any of the colors they were supposed to be. It was just like natural cat. And we also just had the fattest cat possible. So when other people were actually doing stuff and like dissecting, Jason and I were just like, we probably spent 2 or 3 class periods just peeling fat from this cat. I would come home every day just smelling like formaldehyde. It was awful. I don't think we learned anything from that at all. We did name our cat Lois. I remember that. Yeah. And that's
this
my
is worse
dissection
than
story.
the sheep's eye. Because I
Yeah, I didn't like
actually
doing it.
told them I had to throw up, and I did. I said I can't do it, and I ran out of the room and I threw up in the bathroom. But
Mm.
if they had put a cat in front of me, no,
Yeah, this was a several week process
no.
too. And again, like
So what do you do? Just
three,
you put your cat back in a cabinet when you're not
yeah, I
like
think
you
so.
guys go home, you put him in a cap. I don't like it.
Yeah, there was definitely like
That's
a
fucked.
box or something.
And
Yeah.
what were you trying to learn? What was that? What was that supposed to?
I didn't
I'm
learn
gonna be a
anything
vet
from
when
it.
I'm older. I mean,
I don't
not
know.
that
Why
you
did
can't
I
be
have
a
to take
vet, but like,
biology
did they
too?
expect? I don't feel good. Oh God.
I don't know.
Ugh.
That's how Jason Keefe and I became friends. So that's a fun origin story for us.
Yeah. Well.
Our cat Lois.
Okay. Well. How about that ending scene?
Are we moving on to the ending, or is that just one of your favorite moments?
That was one of my favorite scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Well.
really good.
Yeah.
I thought it went on a minute too long, maybe. It just felt like this is going on a long time.
Oh, I thought that the
Could have
dissection
shaved some
scene went on too long.
probably. Yeah, but it was nice. Like the whole like action sequence getting to the forest. I like that when you can tell that it's clearly like stunt doubles
Yeah,
on the
you're
bike,
right.
and like
Yeah.
they're like 6 foot tall BMX guys like
Yeah,
pulling
there was
some
like
crazy
definitely a grown man on
jumps and
Elliot's
stuff.
bike.
But it was, thankfully they weren't endangering children there. I don't know why they had to be pulling like
Maybe they
crazy
should.
jumps and stuff while they were doing their bikes. That really reminded me of
Let
like
them
watching
test it out.
Three Ninjas or something. I don't know. I guess it shows that those kids are just badasses on their bikes. But what level of telekinesis does ET have? Why didn't he just fly them there the entire time? Like, when does he decide, okay, now I'm just going to fly? Like, I don't know. If ET can levitate people, why didn't they just fly
He had to
away?
wait till John Williams started cooking.
Oh, okay. He was
He
waiting for the
couldn't
score of the
he
movie to
couldn't
come
blast
in.
him off. He's trying to listen. He's like, all right, yep, here we go. This is it. He's
Yeah.
cooking now. He's cooking with gas.
I mean, it was pretty badass, but I feel like the first time when we see him fly and go through the moon is cooler than the second time when it's all the kids. Just it
Well,
lost
but it
a little
also
bit of
shows
its
that his
magic for me.
powers are strong enough to levitate all the kids. So there's
That's
that.
true. I guess that does why was E.T. able to come back? I don't understand how his powers work. Like, what happened when he severed his connection with Elliot? Is it just because he like got through to home and like he found that extra little bit of strength that allowed it? Like, he flatlined. They thought he was dead. I don't understand how E.T. came
Nah,
back.
he was low-key dead. Well, then maybe not science fiction. Maybe it was just Elliot's love that brought him back.
Okay, we can go with that. We can go with it was Elliot's love.
That's something. I got there's something there. I'm gonna look at it like that. Yeah. I just thought the ending was really sweet. I do agree with you that the bike riding went on a little long. Maybe that was just like hey, let's show some sweet, sick
I mean, it
moves
was
over the
pretty
dunes.
cool, but
Some
just,
dune
they're
moves.
driving through like a
Abandoned or a
well, like a
being-built
house in
home.
development. Yeah,
Yeah, like a house
okay.
development. Yeah. But I mean, it was so sweet that each character had that little moment with ET to say goodbye in their own
Mhm.
special way. He told Gertie to be good or behave or whatever he said,
Be good.
which I thought was sweet. And then Michael was like, there you go, and
Yeah.
gave him a little pat. And he was still kind of even. ET was like, "Are you sure?" Like, kind of went away from him. And then Elliot has his sweet moment. And again, there's the mom. And now I think she's gonna date that FBI guy. They were obviously
Okay. I was gonna put that in miscellaneous thoughts too, because I was like, oh, the mom and Keys are totally getting together after
Oh
this,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was very like. I mean, obviously, Iron Giant came a long time after this, but still, like how Jennifer Aniston and Harry Connick Jr. get together at the end of Iron Giant.
Yeah, or even like Hopper and Joyce.
Yeah, I guess that too.
Because they're the only two people, well, besides, I guess, the other doctors that saw the alien, but they're the only two people that are really experiencing this exact moment. And she's, rebounding. She's clearly she needs a rebound.
This guy's got a good government job. Like, maybe he can travel to Mexico too, or maybe
seems-
somewhere fancier than
Seems
Mexico.
like a nice guy.
He'll take
Seemed
her
like
to
a
Paris.
nice guy. It's beautiful. That's all I had for cinematic moments.
American. Were we talking about ending too there? Do you have anything else to say about the ending?
Yeah, it was a little bit ending as well. Actually, I said exactly what I wanted to say. That's it.
I do think it's, one of the like most trite messages that we always get, that like, the things that you love will always stay with you and inside your heart or head or wherever ET was pointing to. But even though it's trite, I think it's still a good message and it's very sweet and it resonated with me and it's portrayed really well in this movie. And you do feel like Elliot and ET will remember each other forever. And trite messages can be true.
If you ever meet an alien, you're going to remember that alien.
Unless they have one of the Men in Black things and just.
Oh yeah, unless he Men in Blacked him at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Something to think about. That's all I got.
That's the end of ET. I've got a couple miscellaneous thoughts.
Yeah, please.
When Elliot mentions that the dad is in Mexico and the mom gets upset and she's like, it's your turn to do the dishes, and they all argue about whose turn it is to do the dishes. Why did anyone have to do the dishes? Like 5 minutes earlier, they had a dishwasher and the mom was loading the dishes. Like,
some things are hand wash only. That's it. That's the answer.
And then I did
Her
think
Pyrex is hand wash only. She can't have it in the dishwasher.
I did think it was funny when Elliot was like arguing with one of Michael's friends, and his insult that he was using was zero charisma, because I think that was a D&D joke.
Zero charisma, zero charisma.
Well, so I think that's a D&D joke, though, because if you had a stat of 0 in charisma in D&D, then your character would, well, obviously have no charisma, and that's super low for a D&D character. So I thought he might have just been making a D&D joke, but even if it wasn't, like, just saying someone has no riz, what's changed so much about now?
Insults always come back.
Yeah,
Insults
they do.
they make their way back around. I really thought, I'm like, for an 8-year-old, because I didn't play D&D, but I thought for like an 8-year-old, for him to say that this guy has no charisma, like he is clocking this guy.
Yeah.
Like he's burying this guy tonight.
So I do think we should bring that back as an insult to say someone has 0 charisma. We're too old to
Okay.
say riz, so just be like,
Oh yeah, just say the whole thing. That'll really make us look cool among the youth.
yes. Hey, we're not chasing that youth. Well, maybe we are. I don't know. We'll take any fans.
Chasing something. What else do you have for miscellaneous?
That's all I had for those 2 random thoughts.
Okay, so I think that we can comfortably say we both really enjoyed this film.
Yes.
And if listeners, if you haven't watched it, or you're like us and have not watched it since the early 90s, pull it up again. Take a moment and bask in that nostalgia, open up some windows, maybe have some Reese's Pieces, throw it into your popcorn is a really good tip, the sweet and the salty, and have a good movie night.
Yeah. And if you don't watch it, or if you do watch it and you don't like it, then you have 0 charisma.
You have 0 charisma. Cooked.
Oh,
Do you have any
anyway.
non-movie shout-outs, Paul? So before we wrap this up, because I can smell my dinner cooking.
I did
Speaking of
think
cooked.
I've never played this. It's really tiny, but I have this RPG when I was looking for RPGs that weren't
Kids
D&D.
on Bikes.
It's called Kids on Bikes. I think it's based, it's kind of like trying to be an ET or Stranger Things RPG.
It's based on Kids
And
on Bikes.
maybe I will one day break this out and we'll just do a live Kids on Bikes RPG episode, because Caitlin loves playing role-playing games, even though she didn't know charisma was a D&D stat. And my other non-movie shout out, I guess Dave and Buster's. I had a lot of fun at Dave and Buster's with my friends John
You
and Caitlin,
did.
so that was cool. It's like gambling
my
for
guy.
kids. Yes,
There's
the
my
Pikachu.
winning.
We contributed our tickets to Caitlin for her birthday so that she could get a Pikachu. Grab him, pull up so everyone can really see him.
Yeah, everybody, my friends were so sweet. They knew that I wanted Pika-Pee, and this is what we all worked towards. We put all of our tickets together, and when he said, because this was what, 4,700? Is that what he was? I can't remember. 4,100?
I thought he was just 4,000, and we had like 4,300 total or something. We
Yeah,
got
when
it by
he,
like 200.
Yeah, when he added it all up, and I think I started screaming, and I think he felt
Oh, you did.
like, is she okay? Like, is she unwell?
Yeah. I think people can just kind of tell from looking at you that you're unwell. Yeah, Dave and Buster's was fun. So thanks for hanging out with me there, Caitlin.
Thanks for joining me. My non-movie shout out goes to BTS this week. First of all, they've been hustling
Behind the
on
scenes,
this
if you didn't know.
tour. They've been hustling on this tour, but they actually just won 2 American Music Awards, which, I mean, I don't know. That doesn't mean a lot to me as far as awards go. But I'm glad that they're finally being recognized. So they won Song of the Summer for Swim and Artist of the Year, and then they just dipped out, and I love that for them. But they had a bunch of ARMY up in the balcony. I'm seeing them in August, and I'm so proud of them. I'm just so fucking proud of them.
Yeah, me too.
So
I feel like the American Music Awards, that's kind of like the equivalent to our favorite movies of the year on this podcast. Like, no one cares about
really
that
mean
at all.
Anything. Yeah, fair. Speaking of movies, again, what's next?
What's next? We working on scheduling, but hopefully if the stars align, we will have a special guest next week, and we will be going even further back into Steven Spielberg's filmography and watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is a blind spot for me. Is it a blind spot for you?
Sure is.
It will be a blind spot for our guests too. And if we watch another movie, we'll let you know. So yeah, that's next.
Pikachu. Was that good?
I don't. Yes, it was. It was great.
Is it better or worse than Yoshi?
Your Yoshi's the best.
All right. Well, I will tell everybody where that they can find us on the internet because that's going to be where you find out what we watch and what we look like and what we're wearing during this episode. So make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on all the big ones. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, theme.onscreen, and Letterboxd is theme on screen, and YouTube, theme on screen.
Yes. And I said this last week, but I noticed it even more this week. Our YouTube views are really going up from where they have been. So if you're watching us on YouTube, remember, like, hit that subscribe button because I don't really know what subscribers does, but it obviously means something. So if the view
Eventually it'll
counts are
mean
going
something, I
out, I
think.
hope the subscriber count can go up too. So yeah.
Yep, agreed. Well, thank you everybody for listening. We hope you have a great rest of the week and hold your Pokemon tight.
We'll see you next week, everyone.
Bye.